Welcome back to Chapter's Great Character. Who's ready to hear some books today? I know I am. My name is Legend Moore, and my mom will be reading Chapter 20 of A Whale of the Wild. Enjoy the video.
Chapter 20, Hunt. I swim among the new orcas, relieved to have other wayfinders nearby. I wish I could understand them, but even so, I can hardly believe my luck. The vanished ones out of legend, who else could they be? An ancient story come to life, and there are so many of them, more than my whole kinship. They have babies and younglings, not just Deneb's new friend, but many more. I feel a twinge of envy. When I first heard about Mother's sister and cousins who were captured all those years ago, I made up stories about them for myself, about all the babies they would have had, my cousins. I chose secret names for them. Sometimes when I played, my imaginary cousins crowded around me, loud and loving and mine. I am too old for the game now, but not too old to miss my cousins who were never born. I watch the youngling females. Notice how they shadow their bigger sisters. Hear their lively chatter. See how they stroke each other for comfort as they swim. I miss Capella as intensely as the moment I let her body go. And I am angry that the pain and loss of those long ago captures are not over. Not for me, not for my entire kinship. I wish I could talk to my new companions. I am full to bursting with questions. I try a few words, easy ones, and get no response. I listen and listen, but I cannot piece together what they are saying. I want to learn, but I am afraid to make a mistake. Still, the vanished ones do not shun me. They allow Deneb and me to swim among them as if we are family, and I am grateful. We travel at a steady pace. The water itself draws us along, a current like the daily push and pull, but steady and flowing always in the same direction. Perhaps my family is in the same current, looking for me. I listen for them as we travel and dream of them when we stop to doze. When the half moon rises, the vanished ones move on. They spread out as they swim. They take turns making swim shadows for their younglings, and the older one with the broken flipper who cannot swim as fast as the rest. They whistle to each other to keep the huge group together. When their clicks light up a big shape ahead of us, I feel a hum of excitement run through the entire group. They take off at top speed. A hunt. Deneb calls, "A hunt at last!" His little friend hangs back with his mother, but Deneb sprints ahead. "Be careful!" My voice is lost in the excitement of the hunt. I click stream along with the rest, looking for the shapes of fish, hoping for salmon, but willing to eat whatever they will help me find. We speed along at the surface. Ahead, I see a swirl of little fish, feeder fish, the kind that salmon eat. Yes, salmon at last. As we get closer, I see bigger fish stalking the edges of the swirling bait cloud. They are much too large for salmon, and something is wrong with their tails. The bottom half is the regular shape, and the top half is long and thin, like a giant eel. They swim up to the edge of the fish swarm and smack it with their tails. I see one lift its head and eat the stunned fish. It has a moon-shaped mouth. A shark! There are sharks aplenty in our home waters, but none with this long tail. I have never heard of sharks like these, not even in stories. The Wayfinder dives, and all of her biggest sisters dive with her. They swim below the sharks. And drive them up to the surface. The sharks are swift and strong. They leap clear of the water, their tails trailing behind them. The hunters leap after them. Feeder fish scatter as the vanished ones attack the sharks. But these sharks are no easy prey. They are quick to turn and lash back. I am shocked to see the slash of a tail leave bloody marks on flippers and flukes. Still, the Wayfinder is a brilliant hunter. She presses a shark upward, and one of her sisters breaches above it and comes crashing down right on top of it. There is a great crunch, and the shark stops moving. On my other side, another of the mothers has a shark by the fin. She swings its body through the air so that it smacks hard against the water. One of the uncles sinks his teeth into its head, while another bites the base of the tail. Blood dims the water. Deneb, where are you? And then a shark below me swerves upward, tail lashing from side to side. It heads straight for me. I leap out of the water, but when I come down, the shark is right in front of me. I jump again, looking for an escape all around me. The ocean is bubbling with the attack, and I am at the center of the storm. I'm here, Deneb squeaks. He smashes into the shark with all his strength. The shark spins, slashes, and then abruptly goes still as two of the vanished ones bite deep into its side. A moment of thrashing, and it is all over. The remaining sharks dive together for the safety of deep, dark water and leave the vanished kinship to feast on their take. My heart pounds wildly. Blood and shimmering bits of shark skin drift in great clouds around me. They eat sharks, I murmur, amazed. Deneb swims up to me with a chunk of shark in his mouth. Try it, he says. I know you're hungry. We don't eat sharks, is what I almost say. We have never eaten them before, but here we are, in the wild, with nothing else to eat. And I have never been so hungry. I dread the very thought of hunger sickness. How will I take care of my brother if I grow so thin I cannot even remember my own name? I look anxiously at him, so lean where he should be plump. It looks different. It looks delicious, I lie, and take the bite Deneb offers. He circles back to a carcass and tears off more. We both chew and chew and chew. It's crispy on the outside, Deneb says, also lying. The shark skin grates against my teeth like a mouthful of sand. It hurts my tongue as I push the chunk out of my mouth. I glance at the vanished ones who are gulping down great mouthfuls with cheerful abandon. How do they do it? Don't eat the skin, I say to Deneb. Remember how the fur of that seal made you bleed inside? The shark skin will be worse. Deneb is still chewing. He swims more slowly. I hold the gritty skin in my teeth and turn the softer meat toward him. He takes a bite and then another. Better? He mumbles. Much better. He lolls near the surface. I tear off more and feed it to him. Will you hold a piece for me now? I ask after Deneb has eaten his fill. I should not have to ask. Deneb sounds almost sleepy. I nudge him and he grips the food by the rough side so that I can eat the good parts. It is not as oily rich as salmon, but I am not complaining. When I come back to Deneb for another mouthful, he is dozing. Deneb, I fed you. Deneb startles awake, gives me a truly remorseful look, and then dozes off again while I am still trying to eat. The chunk of food he is holding falls away into the depths. Hey, I shout. We're a family. We are supposed to help each other. He closes his eyes. Are you even listening? I poke him in the side. A burst of blood flows into the water from his other side. Deneb? I frantically clickstream his whole body. I swim to his other side. Deneb! There is a long curving gash below his flipper. It flaps open and shut with the roll of the ocean. No, what have you done? I press my body against his wound, holding it shut. I saved you, Deneb says, like Uncle Wriggle would. You should have told me you were hurt. I was hungry. What have I done? I whisper. Oh, what am I going to do? I press against his wound, holding the edges together. I move him to clear water, away from the blood that brings sharks in trouble. I am not strong enough for trouble. Still, I watch for it. The vanished kinship finish their feast and move on without us. I stay at Deneb's side through the setting of the moon and the rising of the sun. I stay with him all day until the sun sets and the moon shines down on us. Two lonely creatures like little stars in the boundless sky. In the darkness, I sense something large and stealthy watching us, silently. But when I turn to look, I see only shadows. Nothing hunts us, I tell myself. Nothing hunts us. Mother promised. But I do not know if her promises hold true so far from home. I tell every story I can remember, except for the ones with monsters. Far beneath, the watcher is still waiting. I sing to Deneb as he dozes. I keep myself awake by making up tales about all the unfamiliar fishes that swim by. I remember the majesty of the giant whale. I marvel at the delicate drifts of jellies and the dark gray birds who swim through the air on impossibly large wings. I shower Deneb's wound with my most soothing clicks, and on the morning of the second day, his skin holds fast, and the shadows that circled us in the dark are gone. Do not go anywhere, I command him. Before Deneb can say, I promise, I am asleep. In my dreams, I swim in the silvery green waters of my own Salish sea. The wayfinders of my kinship are beside me. I pour out to them every question in my weary heart, and they say to me, we are beside you, always, always, always. When I wake, I know what I must do. Know it as I know my name.